Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the FPL Watchlist. Game week 26, the big double, has just started, and game week 27 is not for a week and a half, but we're going to take a bit of a first look, a bit of an overview of what's to come up in FPL over the next couple of weeks. Stephen is not with us, but it's just me and Tom, and we will be back together as a team next Wednesday as we get closer to the next deadline. I promise, as someone asked in the chat, are the three talking points today all going to be Chelsea? I can't say that they won't be. Tom, how are we doing?
I'm all right, yeah. It was another game of two halves yesterday, if we're honest. Shot ourselves in the foot again, but I did buy Joao Pedro, so it was nice that he was pushed in the back again when he was facing away from goal for another penalty. You must have been sitting there with mixed emotions, and then Palmer obviously hauled again, and we told people not to buy him, but yeah, I think is Palmer back? What do you think?
I mean, he looked good in that game. Leeds gave him so much space in midfield, so they played a back five, didn't they? They played five and then two in midfield, and their midfield just continued to get overrun, and that sort of space behind their midfield too, and their defence was so good. So Palmer had a lot of space there. He does look great, and we do get a lot of penalties, but if you take the penalties away, he's still not massively worth the money. So it depends how many he can get. That's the real question. And he's got Burnley this week, and then after that it gets a lot more difficult again. And then Champions League will start. So I just think if you haven't bought it now, you haven't bought it.
Yeah, that's probably fair enough. 3 penalties in 2 weeks. I think Enzo's had more non-pen XGI and failed to do anything really. But yeah, do you want to talk us through your team so far and why you triple captain Gabriel?
Yeah, so I'm on 10. I'm technically on 11 from 4 because Tarkowski will sub in for Dorgu. The less said about my Everton duo, probably the better. 1-0 up and then losing 2-1. O'Brien getting sent off and Tarkowski finishing the game on 9 DEFCON, which he had once O'Brien got sent off. Dewsbury Hall scoring 13 on my bench last week. Nice home fixture against Bournemouth. Goes and blanks. Bruno, doesn't really matter, his ownership's so high now. And then fortunately Brian Mbeumo came away with a last minute assist and bonus point to get me 6 to make it slightly respectable. But yeah, no DEFCON for Tarkowski is very annoying, and I will not be playing him again. Elsewhere, so I rolled my transfer. Richards, Raya, triple cap on Gabriel, which we'll talk about. Anderson, Rice, Haaland and Ekitike. I really need something from Ekitike now, really. And then of course from Gabriel. So yeah, I decided to triple captain him. I don't particularly like it. I was never fully set on it, and I don't like it nearly as much as other people, but it's just the lack of uncertainty for the later doubles. If I knew Haaland had a double later on in the season, whoever it was against, I wouldn't have played it. But I liked it more than the potential Villa double. I liked it more than potential Liverpool double. So I just didn't want to take that risk. So I decided to play on Gabriel, despite the fact that I do think Brentford score, and the fact that I've benched Thiago, knowing how my bench points have gone over the past few weeks, mean he probably does score. So we'll see how the rest of it goes. And yeah, 11 from 4, not particularly great.
Yeah, you watch Haaland score a brace this week and outscore Gabriel.
Yeah,
just
probably.
Be difficult. Got 16 points against Fulham last time.
Is his ownership below 100%?
That's a great question. You find
No,
out.
it's not. It's not. It's 110.
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty low though. I think it was about that last week actually, 115 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on 15 because I did Bowen to Joao Pedro, which to be honest, based on my history with Bowen, I was expecting to blow up after I bought him in for Thiago all those weeks ago. But Joao Pedro did the business. Possibly could have had more as well, but I think he had 7 shots, the first time he's ever had 7 shots in a game. But yeah, then Bruno was disappointing. Pretty quiet game from him. Sanchez, just again, like, I feel like at some stage we're going to deserve a clean sheet, but to be honest, when you defend like that, you don't deserve a clean sheet. The one against Wolves was more frustrating, and Sanchez went absolutely mental on his defence when we conceded that corner. So yeah, I need something against Burnley, otherwise it's not great. And then Enzo was fairly quiet, but still he somehow posts good numbers. Like maybe it's just an accumulation of lots of smaller chances, but he got 0.81 XGI.
Is that mainly XA?
Yeah, 6.5. Did he make a big chance?
Yeah, he did for Joao Pedro in the first half.
Yeah.
I don't know if it went down as a big chance, but he chipped it over the top for Joao Pedro, who missed it. I'd be surprised if it went down as a big chance, but that's probably where a lot of it comes from. This is the thing with Enzo, and this is the reason that I didn't buy him. And I've been pretty confident that he is the one that I'd be happy to go against. And the one I wanted was Joao Pedro, and I was never going to find a way to him, is that Enzo does frustrate like this. We've all been there at times with Enzo in games like these, that we buy him, the fixtures look good, the minutes look good, the data's good, but he can just go games where he's not close enough to the box. Now, late on again, we needed a winner. He was starting to push onto that edge of the box area like he did against West Ham. And if it fell to him and he scores it, it looks very different. But he does go games where, when Palmer's particularly in the team, he doesn't look as good from an FPL point of view.
Yeah, I mean, against Wolves, he had over 1 XGI. He tried that Rabona when he was 1-on-1 with the keeper. I don't know if you saw the highlights of that, but yeah, he could have just punched a shot. Yeah, he could have just played normally and scored, but anyway, yeah, so 15 from 4. I also triple captained, kind of same thought process. I just thought with Man City having to beat Arsenal or Bayern and get through in the FA Cup, I just thought it's too many variables. And by 36, I guess they could be focusing on other things if Arsenal beat them at the Etihad in game week 34, I think. Or maybe 35.
33, yeah.
33, yeah. Oh, that's in the double, is it? That's the double game.
That's also why triple captain in 33 is not actually that great, because you'll be triple captaining Haaland against, I think it'll be like Palace and Arsenal, which is not great.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow night Gabriel can cash in some XG, or yeah.
What would you take from tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night?
Thursday night.
Sorry,
yeah, tomorrow
night.
No,
I wasn't saying like that. So that's Brentford. I mean, realistically, we need 2 clean sheets, right? Like, if we take 2 and then hope for a 15, seems a little bit unlikely.
No, I'd take 4.
Yeah, you 4 and then hopefully 4 and 6.
And then a clean sheet, 10. Yeah, it gets you 10.
I mean, I triple captain Haaland against Leeds and he blanked earlier in the season, so I'd take anything at this point.
It's weird because there's a different mentality, because those of us who did well with it, like I got 13 from Haaland, 13 I think, and
16. You went Burnley, didn't you?
Yeah.
16.
No, I went
2 goals
West
assist.
Ham.
Oh, West Ham.
Yeah, the same. I think it was the same.
Yeah.
16. So as a result, my expectations on the triple captain are higher, which I think makes me more inclined to think I didn't want to play it this week, because I know that you can get 16 from someone like Haaland in a single. The issue is those single game weeks are really not very good for the rest of the season. The only good one Haaland's got is 34, which is Burnley away, which might form a double and also might not, but it's also the week that will probably free hit if it stays in 34. So then you can't play it there. Outside of that, like, there's no week that you can play the triple captain on Haaland, and apart from Brentford at home, potentially in 36. And you look at the other teams like Liverpool, there isn't really anything, because you have to wait until at least game week 32 to play it, because you want to know if there's going to be a later double or not. Bruno, like his fixtures after 32, he's got Leeds at home in 32, where most of us would be wildcarding, Brentford at home in 34, Forest at home in 37. That was part of it, that by the time you get to 32, which is, if you haven't played it now, you're probably going to save it to then, because you're hoping for another double, which we won't know until 32. There's just no good single for it.
Yeah.
From after 32. Yeah.
Yeah, someone in the chat saying Palmer this week. It could be worse, to be fair, but you may as well wait
Absolutely.
at this point.
I suppose if you didn't play it on a double to now play it on Parma at home to Burnley, I mean, it could work. Like I wouldn't be against it if that's what someone wanted to do, but I would always back the double over Parma at home to Burnley, I think.
Salah has Brentford at home on the last day of the season. Could be his final ever
Great.
game for Liverpool. But anyway, let's move on. That didn't get a great reaction.
I mean, I don't see a position. I mean,
You
if you've
play
got
on
the
Haaland at home
transfers,
to Brentford, even if it was a single, right?
yeah, I'd play that over Salah. I think. Yeah, you've got to be in a position to even buy Salah in 38 in the first place. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Right, so obviously we got a bit of time till the next deadline, so we can have a slightly sort of broader view. I've got the fixtures on screen, and then we can tie this in with the midfielder chat as well, because one team that sits at the top is Bournemouth, and they've got
James
a new
Hill.
Brazilian. Well, yeah, we talk about we do Hill first, if you like. 3.9 million defender.
not 3.9 anymore.
Did he go up?
Got his first price change. 4 million, gets another attack in return, and I mean, it's the new Senesi.
Yeah, Senesi got, what was it, 2 DEFCONs or something, and Hill got he's taken
all of the
all.
bonus and an assist. Yeah,
9 points.
I mean, if you need a defender to play every week between now and 31, he's got to be top if you need a cheap one, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the other teams at the top of the tick are City, Liverpool, Villa, Arsenal. So you're not going to get a cheap defender from there. And then it goes into sort of Fulham and Palace. So Richards.
I think Anderson. Yeah, I think Anderson's the other one that I'd have a look at. This ticker has 26 on, so Palace are lower down once you take that out because they're probably going to blank in 31 as well. Fulham are probably the other one if you were looking cheap. Sunderland, Spurs, West Ham, Forest, Burnley's pretty good. So either Anderson or Cuenca, if Cuenca starts again this week. Or the other one is, Brentford. So, of course, they're lower down because they play Arsenal this week, but then it's Brighton, Burnley, Bournemouth, Wolves, Leeds.
But Collins
another
is...
one to look
yeah, we probably need to see the team sheet for them tonight.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, the issue with the team sheet tomorrow night is I think they'll probably play a back 5. So they'll all play. So then we won't particularly know. I think actually what might give us a better indication is who plays in the cup at the weekend. Who plays next to Pinnock. Because I think that will imply who's going to play the following weekend against Brighton. But there are a few good ones, but it's pretty difficult to ignore Hill at the moment.
Yeah, one player who could potentially, I don't know, maybe a bit of MUÑOZ if you're obviously on the graphic he hasn't played Burnley yet, but Wolves, he's still got Wolves, United, Tottenham. It's probably getting a little bit late, I'd say. If you miss Burnley, then
yeah, it's one of those. If you've missed Burnley, it's a tough buy now, I think.
Yeah, so I think defenders, if you're looking for the next 4 or 5, it's got to be Hill. Potentially Brentford or maybe Anderson. But I can tell you, Anderson is a very frustrating player. Again, at the weekend, he was on about 8 points and then lost his clean sheet and finished on 9 DEFCON.
Yeah. And got booked.
Did he get booked as well?
He conceded twice. He conceded twice.
Made a point, yeah.
He conceded 2, that's why.
Yeah, he had a clean sheet until about 75th minute.
The other one is don't laugh, is Van Dijk. Or Kanate, right?
Fixtures.
So they've got Forest, West Ham, Wolves, Spurs, Brighton between now and the wild card. It's a pretty decent run. It's just whether you trust them.
Yeah, I mean, we had Van Dijk earlier in the season for some easier fixtures and didn't pay off. But since everyone sold him, he scored. He's
only scored, I think.
Yeah. I mean, they were
Like,
good for 80
I sold
minutes
him.
against City, but
I sold him, and although Tarkowski's been dreadful since I bought him, and I've benched him for his only clean sheet since I bought him, I've not missed Van Dijk, really.
yeah. His DEFCONs have dried up as well, haven't they?
Yeah. So that's why, like, if I buy a defender this week, James Hill might be it. But if I think that Collins is going to start for Brighton at home, Burnley away, Wolves at home, and Leeds away, he might be the one I go to. He's the one I'd like to buy.
Yeah, to be fair, if you're still looking for a Dorgu replacement, I'm guessing that's for Dorgu, right?
No, it's for Tarkowski, actually.
Bye, Tarko.
I've had
already,
enough of it
so soon.
So soon. I mean, if you look at the Everton fixtures, for anyone who's got him, there's only one game between now and the wild card that you really want to play him in, which is Burnley at home, and it's not even that worthwhile, I don't think.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So yeah, he'll probably, you can. It's a Dorgu replacement. It's a enabler. It's not many. I mean, yeah, obviously as we get closer to the wild card week, it's going to be obviously defenders probably less of a priority. I guess.
No, although we'll be looking to put out 11. I might end up on double Fulham. So the way I've planned my team is that in game week 29, I'll need a new defender that will play for me in 29 and 31.
Yeah.
And Fulham have West Ham at home, Burnley at home in those two games. So I might end up doing like Dorgu to Cuenca or something and having double Fulham defence, which I'm sure will end badly. But yeah, it kind of just depends what fits your team best. But if you need one for all of them, I would look at James Hill.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, if I keep Gabriel and Timber, I'm going to need a Dorgu replacement. So maybe it is Fulham, West Ham. Is that Forest, Burnley?
Yeah.
Might be joining you there on the... how much is that Robinson these days?
No, you're not buying Robinson. You're buying Cuenca at 4-3.
What, you don't think Bassi could turn up?
He could. That's the thing. I'm going to buy Collins and Cuenca, and then neither of them are going to start the blank, probably.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, maybe I'll look at Hill, Fulham. But yeah, and yeah, probably too late for MUÑOZ. Let's move into midfield with Ray. Can you say it's not Ryan, is it? It's
Rayan, I think.
Rayan, yeah. He has taken the league by storm. 3 game weeks, 2 starts, returned in all 3 appearances. Scored last night, scored against Villa, assist against Wolves. Decent data, 0.55 per 90. Yeah, I mean, he's only 5.5 million. Pretty strong fixtures.
Yeah, fixtures are great. Again, just like Hill, if you need to play a player between now and the blank, they're probably top. So he should absolutely be on radar. He's been eased in a little bit, played his first 90 last night, scored, didn't get bonus because he got booked, which I think is interesting. But I think he did get bonus the game before where he didn't get booked and scored and got taken off early. So it's not like he'll never get bonus. It's probably a case by case, and the fixtures are good. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of competition now in those cheap midfield spots because you've got Rayan. You're going to have Harry Wilson back after the City game tonight. The fixtures for Fulham get pretty good again, maybe after Sunderland. And then the other one is going to be Dango Ouattara for the Brentford fixtures. So there's going to be a lot of competition in these cheap mid spots. And yeah, you just got to pick. If you have one, you've got to pick where you go. I mean, I've got Anderson and Dewsbury Hall.
I was going to ask, you know what I'm going to say? Do you buy Rayan or Anderson?
I'd buy Rayan, I think. Because those fixtures are good enough that you just play him every week, and he's looked good enough. I would take that gamble over a short term. The issue with buying Anderson now is the benefit to Anderson is over a 10, 15 game week spell, he's going to score 60 points because he's going to get 4 every week, and that's great. But over a 4 game week spell, suddenly 16 doesn't seem so good. Sorry, did you just see me freeze?
No, I was just I think Thomas Frank's been sacked.
Yeah.
That was the...
Yeah, he has.
Just flashed up.
Yeah, he has.
North London derby. New manager bounce then.
I know. Not particularly surprising after the result last night, I don't think.
Yeah, 5 points above relegation zone. Wow.
Yeah. So yes, I would buy someone like a Rayan. I'd buy Dango Ouattara. I'd buy all of those over Anderson now because over a short period, you'd back the attack, you'd back the explosive, and just like on a free hit, like you'd never pick Anderson on a free hit, would you? Because you'd try and pick someone who's got a higher ceiling. And over a short term run of games. Like people saying in Enzo in the chat, like after Burnley, you're going to have Rayan, you're going to have Harry Wilson. Like people have penciled in Enzo to Harry Wilson, but you've got
same.
Rayan and
Yeah, I've
Dango
done that.
Ouattara to compete in that spot as well now.
Yeah. I could go back to the fixtures, have a look at Brentford, because they, from an attacking point of view, they've got some pretty tempting ones. I think Sharda's someone I'm going to consider when he's back from suspension. He racks
It's
up
just
big
that
chances.
Dango's 5.8.
Yeah, Sharda's data is... He
It
was
is much better, but
before he
he's a
got
lot
banned.
more
He was the
expensive.
top. He was top for XGI, but yeah, he is, as you say, he's more expensive.
Yeah. So there's lots of those good cheap mids. I do like Ryan, and I know both of us are big listeners to Planet FPL, and he's been banging on about him as soon as he joined that he's going to be a good pick, and he's looked great. So I've got no issue with it. Just the chances are you're only going to own one of those cheap mids, and you've got to pick which one it's going to be.
Yeah, so Wilson, Dango, Rayan.
I still think Rayan would be last.
Yeah, I think with the... Harry Wilson's such a streaky player, though, do you know what I mean?
I think
don't
I'd
know
buy
if
Dango.
It's finished now, but he has got Burnley in the blank. It's going to be a
That's
big
the thing.
ownership. There's going to be a big... If you bet against that in the blank, he's been hammering me for weeks, but
Yeah.
he's very highly owned.
Yeah.
Enzo Fernandez most sold midfielder this week before Burnley at home. What could go wrong?
Gyökeres was the most bought player this week.
Yeah, it could. I suppose if... I don't know. I mean, he was benched last week, but he did score twice, so...
Ryan, the second most bought midfielder.
It's a couple of price rises, perhaps. Rodgers as well, being bought. Love a little low XG Rodgers. Hall, 0.21 last week.
Outrageous. Outrageous.
He troubled Defcons again. He ended on 11. He started to put a shift in. Looking at the ticket, any more midfielders? You bought Mbumo last week. Do you think Man United are still buyers?
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't buy... I'd buy Bruno now. I probably wouldn't buy Mbumo. Like Everton away, Palace at home, Newcastle away, Villa, Bournemouth. Like it's fine. Like I'll keep him for those games. But I think there are better mids to buy now. Wirtz is the other one, as is Rodgers. If you've got more money, like Rodgers has got Brighton, Leeds, Wolves, Chelsea, United, West Ham between now and the blank. And Wirtz has got Forest, West Ham, Wolves, Spurs, Brighton. So there are a lot of options, and there are going to be a lot of midfield transfers being made over the next couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah, perhaps one to take out. What do you think of taking out Declan Rice with the fixtures to come?
I mean, I plan on doing it, if I'm honest. I just think there are better options elsewhere for these games. Like Spurs away now maybe won't be quite as good. Then it's Chelsea. Brighton away, Everton at home is pretty good, but predicting Declan Rice returns is so hard.
Yeah.
I'd rather one of those other mids like a Wirtz and a Mbumo, a Rodgers probably over him now. And he's going to have to go before the blank anyway.
Yeah, you're not bothered about value in sort of... Because you're probably not going to want him on wildcard, I wouldn't have thought.
Probably not. Because, I mean, their fixtures from 35 onwards... I've had him a while, but no, I'm not going to keep him for that because he's going to have to go in the blank anyway because I'm going to keep Haaland and Gabriel, and I don't really want to play a back four that week, so he's going to have to go anyway. So
Yeah, fair. I'm 0.3 up on Rice, but he'll probably drop, I guess, if he keeps blanking. And Timber's the one though. I haven't made any money on Timber, so I'll probably have to look to sell him. Might have to buy 3 defenders. Wow. My defence is not looking great for 31. I got 2 Arsenal, Chris Richards and Dorgu.
So I've got Gabriel, Dorgu and Richards, and I'm planning on selling Tarkowski, who's one of the only 2 defenders who actually has a fixture that week.
Yeah, I really should be looking at defenders actually. When to buy Hill probably.
And I know we're going off topic, but the difference, I suppose, when you look at my team is I've got Haaland, Ekitike, Thiago. so I don't need a forward transfer.
Yeah,
Like those two just carry it through until wildcard now. So as much as I don't think defensive transfers are that great, my team's set up in a way that, apart from maybe selling Rice and one of my midfielders, I don't actually need that many attacking transfers. Which is why my team has not looked great for the past couple of weeks, because it's looked better for the long term. Just got to hope Brian and Burmo continues to get returns. Trust the process.
Yeah. I think I'll be doing Joao Pedro to Thiago before we play Arsenal. Cool. We'll move on to forwards, but before we do that, I've got a quick sponsored message from British Army Recruitment, who have once again back with us. So thank you for their support over the next few weeks. So this episode is brought to you by British Army Recruitment. You might be wondering you might know how exciting and challenging an army career would be, but you may also be wondering what's in it for you. You may not know this, but sport is built into your day-to-day army life. You don't have to squeeze football into your evenings, because most bases reserve Wednesday afternoons just for sport. So you can play rugby, football, cricket, or basically any other sport you can think of. And obviously we all love football on this podcast, and the Army is FA affiliated. So it has its own teams competing across the country, and they'll fund your qualifications if you wish to become a coach or referee. So you're not just playing, you're also developing key life skills. Some soldiers go on to compete at semi-professional level and play in the UK's biggest sporting venues like Wimbledon and Twickenham. So the pathway is there if that's something you want to pursue. And then all that aside, the Army is also the UK's biggest apprenticeship provider and the #1 apprenticeship employer, as listed by the Sunday Times. So you can also gain civilian qualifications up to degree level. So if that sounds like your kind of team, search Army Jobs to find out more. That's Army Jobs. Thank you for their support. So yeah, moving on to forwards. Joao Pedro is the one we've highlighted. He is bang in form. No player's got more points in the last 5 game weeks.
It's hurting not owning. I mean,
I haven't cross-referenced his XG, but I'm sure you can moan about that.
To the Chelsea game. I go to the Chelsea games every week for the past few weeks with no Chelsea in my team, basically hoping we win because of like Caicedo and like Neto and Esteval scoring basically every week. But yeah, Joao Pedro's looked absolutely on it. Since Rosenior's come in, he has been our best attacker. He is the one. If I could own one Chelsea player, it would be Joao Pedro. It doesn't fit my team, so I'm not going to own one for Burnley at home, and that I've already accepted that. But he is the one I'd want, and I'd want him above Palmer. Palmer on pens is great. He's very expensive. But yeah, Joao Pedro is the one that I would like to have. Took his goal really well. Burnley at home is great. It's just the fact that, like, it's one game now. Like, are we really buying Chelsea for one game? Like, if you don't own any. So, like, I'm looking for a Rice replacement. I'm not going to go Enzo for one game before I have to sell him again, am I?
No, it would be if you had 4 or 5 transfers. Then you could, like, maybe work something, but...
Yeah.
Is Palmer threatening yet with his ownership, or...?
I actually looked at my rank this morning, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Joao Pedro was 50%. Palmer's 12%, so no, Palmer's didn't actually hurt. Joao Pedro hurt. But an Enzo 50% blank also was all right.
Yeah, but yeah, Joao Pedro, 4 goals in 5. He does seem to be enjoying himself under Rosenior. They do seem to have struck up a nice connection, and I'm not convinced his minutes are under any sort of threat from Liam Delap, especially now this midweek's out the way. We've got a pretty decent schedule for the next few weeks.
Burnley at home, they're like captaincy contenders, but it's difficult that if you don't, like, so if I said let's say you had Bowen, right, a transfer you did last week, and you didn't own, your only 2 strikers were Haaland, Bowen, and then Mark Guiu. Who are you selling Bowen for this week?
If I had 3 or more transfers, I'd probably go Joao Pedro for a week. But if I had 2 or 1 transfers, I would just leave it. Have Bournemouth at home and then go Thiago. Probably keep Bowen for 1 more week.
Fine, maybe Bowen wasn't a good example, but if you had a forward you had to sell.
Who does Thiago have?
Brighton at home.
Yeah, I'd go to Thiago. I think.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Unless you think he's better long term. I mean, after Arsenal, he does have Villa, Newcastle, Everton.
Yeah, but I mean,
No
I'd rather
penalties.
Thiago. He's got,
Yeah.
after that, he's got Burnley, Bournemouth, Wolves, Leeds.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock you. Like, Joao Pedro is why I'm kind of slightly loath to captain him. He is the kind of player who can kind of just drift out of a game. Like, if we beat Burnley 3-0 and Enzo scored with Palmer twice, it wouldn't shock you at all. So
I do think that is the case with Chelsea a little bit, that you don't, like, when you get the goal notification, you don't know who it's going to be.
yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
It could be any of them, which does make captaincy a bit difficult, which is, I mean, I don't have them, so my captaincy is going to be on Haaland, but
Especially because Newcastle have got they've got a Champions League game next
Quarabag.
week. Is that away before City?
I think it is away.
Yeah,
so they'll play at home
that's
second leg, I think.
straightforward. Yeah, I think that's quite straightforward then.
And Bruno G looks like he's pulled his hamstring.
Yeah, they are struggling a bit.
Yeah, it's away. And they play, so they don't even have an easy cup game this weekend either. They've got Villa away.
That's brutal.
So they've got Villa away on Saturday evening, Quarabag away on Wednesday evening, before City away on Saturday, followed by Quarabag on the Tuesday.
Yeah, I think it might be Haaland, the best captain this
He'll
week.
be back to being the number one, especially when he outscores Gabriel this week. He'll be back to being the highest captain player next week.
Yeah, so I think Joao Pedro is probably... have you missed the boat? It's fair to say, potentially. I mean, you're just coming out of good fixtures and he's got points and then he goes into hard fixtures, so probably.
I think you missed the boat. I think if you haven't got Thiago, I'd buy Thiago before Joao Pedro now. Because I don't think it's even worth the extra transfer.
Yeah, if you had 5, I might do it, but
Yeah.
Brighton at home's not bad, to be fair, for
No.
Thiago. Can't wait to own Thiago again. Watching him, hoping he blanks every week is horrible. I mean, at the weekend, he should have had a penalty for that pullback, and then he got a penalty that was a little bit more controversial, but never doubt him from the spot.
Who is... so a couple of things on forwards. So I suppose I've got Ekitike. How he didn't score again against City.
Can you
0.6
describe
XG.
that big chance? Because I left the room and I came back and Jamie Carragher was saying Ekitike's got to score.
So so he laid it off to... They were running, the defence was there. He passed out to Salah on the left wing. Then Salah sort of chopped back and crossed it in, whilst Ekitike ran behind the defence, where the defence didn't drop. So he had a free header attacking the ball just in front, just towards the goal of the penalty spot, and just put it wide. And like Donnarumma was absolutely rooted to the spot. Like if he'd put it on target, it probably would have scored.
He's a big chance magnet though. To be fair, he's happy to own him.
He's going absolutely nowhere. Forest away, West Ham, Wolves, Spurs, Brighton. I'm keeping him for that run, 100%.
Is he a buy?
Yeah. Would you rather Ekitike or Wirtz? Because the majority of people can't get to both. I just think it depends what fits your team better.
Yeah, I mean Declan Rice is like you're doing is probably the most. I mean Enzo and Declan Rice, I guess, are the two pressing transfers out. But if you have Joao Pedro, you could get, but you could do like Enzo and Joao Pedro or something, if you could work some money.
Yeah, I like Ekitike. He's an absolute big chance magnet, and I actually think the game tonight is his biggest risk of not starting.
Who do they have? Are they
got,
out the cut? No.
No, they've got Brighton.
I think it's too important. I don't really see Sunderland away is a seriously tough game.
Yeah, I think he plays all of them.
Yeah.
The only concern is once the Champions League starts, either side of Spurs at home. Yeah, but they're so bad when he doesn't play.
Yeah, and they're also in a serious top 4 race that they have to win. So. Yeah. Oh, we're back down to.
Someone asking why I plan on getting rid of Rice. I just think they were better mids. Like we've all bought Rice because he's. Yeah, we've all bought Rice because he's got the double, but after the double, he's gonna have to go because of the blank anyway. It's just when you do it.
Yeah, Rice in his last 6 games, so that includes his brace. After the brace, he's gone 3-3-1-3-5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he's pretty safe to take on. I mean, he'll tick over, and he's not a bad pick, but someone's saying a little like Tony Kroos, I'll take that.
Just looking at the odds for the next Spurs manager.
Let me guess. Who is... Ryan Mason is unemployed, I believe. He must be up there.
He's not up there.
Do they have any coaches who can... Didn't they bring in a coach recently that people were saying could be interim? Who's top?
De Zerbi is favourite.
Yeah, he left his job yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
It's risky, though, coming in with a completely new style of play, 5 points ahead of relegation.
Poch is second. Glasner is third.
Yeah. Glasner's press conference this week, he will hit the exit button.
Yeah, if they lose to Burnley, the eject button. Yeah.
That seems
I think
risky.
these are like... I use there's just a website called like Odds Checker that just gives you all of them, and like virtually no one's running it at the moment either, so no one really knows basically. But yeah, any predictions on who you think is going to be the next Spurs manager, let us know in the chat. Ange back. Ange back. Could you imagine? Is Ange unemployed?
Yeah. So is Amarim.
Yeah, Amarin is 25-1.
He's got to be an interim and then Poch after the World Cup, surely. Poch is not going to leave a home World Cup 3 months before it.
No. Right, should we look at our teams?
Yeah. I am first up. Game Week 27 bus team reads as Sanchez, Timber, Gabriel, Richards, Enzo, Rice, Bruno Fernandes, Morgan Rogers, Erling Haaland, Joao Pedro, Hugo Ekitike with Joachim Andersen as my sub.
God, look at that. You even get to bench Andersen.
Yeah, it's been planned well. This 4 game week streak has been planned well. It hasn't quite got the results yet, but because I need Richards to do something. But yeah, the captaincy will go to Haaland. Joao Pedro will be vice and tempting, but yeah, like we said, it's Chelsea can share them around, and Joao Pedro, he can sort of... Do you think a comparison to Firmino is unfair in the sense that like he'll always play well, but he might not always get the goals, or do you think he's better than that?
I think he's more of a goal. I think he's more selfish than Firmino was.
Fair. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not convinced. I think if Haaland had maybe like, I don't know, Everton away or something, could be a conversation. But Newcastle going to Karabakh, which I think is in Azerbaijan, which is very far away. So that is
it's a tough week for Newcastle, especially if Bruno Guimaraes is out as well.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that'll be an easy captaincy decision. I've got two frees, so the only position I guess would be Rice.
Yeah.
But I'm just checking. Wirtz is more expensive, isn't he? I wouldn't be able to get to Wirtz with 0.1 million.
How much have you got? No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, he must be like 8 something. Yeah, so I would have 7.7. No, I'd have 7.4 to spend on Declan Rice replacement. So, and I guess I could do Dorgu to Hill, but I'll probably do that a week when I actually want to play him, just in case he gets injured. So.
I'm sorry. I'm completely off topic. I'm looking at the Newcastle team last night because I hadn't actually seen it.
Didn't. Yeah.
So there's no Tonali. Tonali was on the bench. Bruno G is now injured. Lewis Miley was also not in the squad, and Joe Linton is also injured.
Yeah, they said Miley had a setback. They reported that yesterday.
Yeah.
He benched Vissa and Voltemada.
Yeah. I mean, they won, so fair play. But that midfield going up against Cities is yeah.
And he benched Lewis Hall. Fair.
So you're just gonna roll, yeah. Rice, you'd have to use 2 transfers on.
If I wanted Wirtz, I mean, yeah, I guess it could go like right. I'd have to work it out, to be honest. I need to come up with I need to sort out my defense essentially for 31, but
just sell Sanchez.
I can't sell a player who's got a fixture. 31.
Sanchez to Kelleher. So you're going to keep Sanchez every week until the double, till the blank?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that's high priority. If I have a spare transfer, I might work it, but Arsenal, Villa, Newcastle, Everton will probably fluke one clean sheet in there.
Have you seen
Here's
us?
the question: when we go to Arsenal, would you play Dubravka against
Probably Dubravka. I don't even care who's
against
playing.
Brentford?
Yeah, probably Dubravka.
Yeah, but I've just bought Thiago, which would be annoying, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I need to go away and look at a defensive plan for 31.
The team looks good though.
Yeah, rolling a transfer is so nice when you just have to. I should do it more.
You should. It's nice. It's fun.
Yeah, you're up 0.6 in the bank, 2 frees.
Yeah, I'm probably more likely to make a transfer, I think, than you are. Raya, Richards, Anderson, Gabriel, and Burmo, Anderson, Rice, Bruno, Ekitike, Haaland, Thiago. So as I said, I don't have any Chelsea, but I haven't owned Chelsea for Brentford, Palace, West Ham, Wolves, Leeds.
That's
So
why you got a red arrow. You needed
yeah,
3.
but
Then.
it's true. It's true. So I'm not going to own one for Burnley. It's the final. It's the final game in the run, and I'm not going to buy one. So I'm quite happy with Ekitike, Haaland, Thiago, and defensively, it's okay. Like from next week, Anderson has a pretty good run. So Gabriel just plays every week. Richards. So I do feel like I need a defender. And as much as Dorgu out is probably the sensible thing to do, Tarkowski to Collins frees up money for Rice to Wirtz. I haven't decided if I definitely want Wirtz. It could be Rodgers in that spot. But those Liverpool fixtures are very appealing. So at the moment, I'm looking at Tarkowski to Collins, Rice to Wirtz. I don't think I can do it if I do Dorgu to Hill. I think I could have if I did the transfer last night, but I was never going to do that, really, was I? Oh no, I'm sure anyway.
What's the deal with Collins? You need to see him. I mean,
I
obviously,
want
if
him to
he's
start
benched
Arsenal
tomorrow, then that's a complete no-go.
Yeah, then I can't buy him. I'd need to see him start tomorrow and not play in the cup, and one of the other centre backs play in the cup with Pinnock.
Is Pinnock? Is he the complete reserve? He hasn't been playing. No, yeah,
He's like he'll play in the cup.
Yeah, he hasn't played a single minute since Game Week 5.
It is a risk. It is a risk. So I could just go somewhere else.
You wouldn't go
Like
Coyote
I could just go
for...
Tarkowski to Hill instead, and then when I upgrade Dorgu, go to someone more expensive further down the line. So
you want to play. You don't need to play them this week, do you? No, not really.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't particularly want to play Anderson.
Yeah, I never want to play Anderson.
Like away at Sunderland, like not really. So, like if I did Tarkowski to Collins, I'd bench Anderson.
Yeah, and then what about the other Anderson? Is he sticking around?
I mean, it's either Anderson or Dewsbury Hall. I'm going to keep them this week.
Are you keeping Elliot Anderson through? Are you keeping him?
Probably.
I think I would play Dewsbury Hall at home to United.
Would you?
But this is the thing with there's not really much point in owning Elliot Anderson if you're gonna like faff around with it. Like you need to
you just have to play him every week.
Like 4-7, 5-5, 7-4, 4-3-4. I guess you're kind of just gonna irritate yourself if you get it wrong. Like that's the kind of bad thing about having two half decent 8 attackers, I guess.
Yeah, people saying Rice is a crazy sell. I just think there's more upside with those other players.
I guess there is the case to say it's Tottenham without sticking the boot in too much, but like you say, like he could then easily get a couple of corner assists against Chelsea. You know, like when we played them
he
in
could, but
Stamford Bridge, they scored a couple of corners.
I mean, maybe I don't need to do it this week because Wirtz is away at Forest, which isn't particularly straightforward.
You can't do Tarkowski to Hill and then Anderson to anyone decent, can you?
Yeah, probably.
It would be...
I'd have 7.5. I'm 0.1 short of Rodgers.
Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Yeah, it's probably, yeah, you have to decide on Rice, but got plenty of time to do it.
But I'd rather, like, if I was going, I'd go like Dango, I think, and I'd punt on that. I think I really like Dango. I think he could be really good for these games.
Yes, a second Brentford attacker will like you've got with Mbumo and Fernandez, is because the ownership is so high on Thiago and Bruno. It's good to have. Shall we do the super chats?
Yes.
Before we finish, and you're obviously going to captain Haaland.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Thank you very much for the super chats. The first one is thoughts on. Oh, we were just talking about this. Thoughts on Sharda against Dango to double up with Thiago. Thinking Enzo to one of them in 28.
I think I'd just take the money.
Is it 7 versus
Dango.
5-8? Is it? 6-9. Yeah. So it's 1 million, 1.1 saving.
I would take Dango. I'd probably take Dango regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would.
Sharda's numbers, to be fair, are hugely inflated because when he scored that hat trick, he had 3 XG.
It's crazy.
That's 3 goals from 3 XG. Perfect. And then the second super chat, 2 free transfers. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Yeah, the same. The other super chat. I would definitely do Tarkowski, Guiu to Hill, Thiago. 100%. I'd do Tarkowski to anyone at this point.
Yeah, Harry was asking before the stream where's Guiu gone. So he hasn't been seen. Maybe he'll start against Hull on Friday.
I mean, he's better than Delap, so we should be starting with Delap coming off the bench. But anyway,
what could have been Guiu at Sunderland? What could have been? But yeah, that's about it, I think.
Yeah, that is all. Of course, lots of football to go tonight and tomorrow night, and then next week. We'll be back next Wednesday just before the Wolves game to talk again. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy the FA Cup, and good luck with the rest of Game Week 26. Thank you, Tom. Please do like and subscribe before you go. And yeah, we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, someone in the chat saying there's one guy up front who scored 1 open play goal in 7 games you could sell. That's Mr. Haaland, but
yeah, but he's on pens.
We'll see him outscore Gabriel this week, I'm sure.
And he's too busy creating XA for all his teammates.
Yeah, 5 assists now. But yeah, thanks, Harry. Search Army Jobs if that interests you. Thank you to them for their support, and we will see you guys next Wednesday. Enjoy tonight and Gabriel's bullet header tomorrow.